Hello everyone, I am a Batman fan and it really pained me to watch the Batman that came out this year rambling on and on for 3 hours. I never squirmed so hard in my seat before. So I endeavored to edit the movie down to the barest actionable items as possible. So I was able to cut down from 3 hours down to 1 hour 50 minus the credits. And it really paces much better. There's no rambling dialogue, there's no slow pace walking. It just makes much better sense. It flows way better. Running through the dialogue of the Batman movie, I was able to catch quite a bit of repeated dialogue when they were talking about important plot points, important detective work as they figured out, who the Riddler was and who the Rat was and so on. It was important. Those were key details, so I left those totally untouched. But when it came to character development, they really wasted a lot of the good characters. Commissioner Gordon was one of the key characters that you wanted to develop because this is Batman starting out. He's Batman year one kind of thing, and trying out and figuring out stuff. So Batman and Alfred are both the key characters who are important in shaping who he is. They kind of are the substitute father figures, and Commissioner Gordon does a good job because he does help Batman out a lot along the way. And Batman reflects a lot of Commissioner Gordon because the two of them interact across the investigation work. You can hear Batman reflecting a lot of the same intonations that Commissioner Gordon has. So he kind of like mirrors quite a bit of Commissioner Gordon.
It's encrypted. Try this. Oh, this guy's hilarious.
Definitely you can tell that the vibe between the two of them, because they're both detectives, they actually do have a very close working relationship. As for the relationship that Alfred had, Bruce Wayne is quite a bit of a twat towards Alfred, even though Alfred was the one who's been bringing him up so many years. Alfred was helping him out with the cipher, with the decrypting stuff, and never once did Bruce Wayne really say thank you to him, right? Catwoman, from the very beginning, we saw that she was so concerned about Annika, her roommate, or maybe even her lover, girlfriend kind of thing, because she called her baby quite a number of times over that one phone call.
Baby, what's wrong? Baby, we're gonna get the hell out of here, okay? I promise.
She was even ready to go and steal the passport for Annika in order to help her to flee the country, and they were going to run away together. So that was how far she was willing to go for the sake of her friend. So there was at no point in time did it appear that she had any kind of intimate relationship or any certain longing or desire for the Bat. There was none of that. But in the movie, they tried to play that up and they tried to force kind of like that romance on the two of them. It was just a lot of rambling dialogue trying to cover up how poorly edited and how poorly scripted this movie kind of was.
I don't have a relationship with him.
So from there, I spent the last 31 hours chopping everything down, whittling it down with a fine-tooth comb, right? Watching, rewatching, running through mainly with my very powerful razor tool over here, and just basically cutting as we went along. So as much as possible within the entire movie, what I did was I kept the footage because of all the cuts sound that may not make sense, so I had to move some little clips here and there, especially the introduction of Batman. You can go and take a look. That's my version of it. I'm not sure if you agree, but I basically whittled down quite a lot of it because I really didn't like how they introduced the Batman. He was talking so much.
Even with the rain, hidden in the chaos, is the element, waiting to strike like snakes.
In the comics, you do have dialogues in order to try to bring about context or try to bring about the characters' frame of mind or what they're thinking, right? So they have like these little dialogue boxes. So that works well on the story, on the graphic novel medium, but not in movie. Please do not tell us what you're thinking. It's meant to be show, not tell. So when you're telling us, it makes, literally, it was supposed to be a detective show. It made me feel really dumb when they had to narrate to me what he was doing, what he was thinking, and why he felt this way, that kind of thing. So it was very on the nose. They were trying to handhold us quite a bit along the way. It was a little bit infuriating. Besides cutting dialogue, those that were repeated, I actually did cut quite a lot of action sequences because it seemed like how the editors did their dialogue, they did it the same way with action sequences. There were some repeats, things like that. who is this? Batman chasing Penguin. They were driving in opposite direction of traffic, where the Penguin actually was stuck in a jam twice. So he was caught between a number of big lorries and trucks twice. So even after the Penguin flipped 100 times in his car, he was still conscious enough to see the Bat walking out of the flames and towards his vehicle really slowly. And that walk took another like 20 seconds. We cut to the Bat, we cut to Penguin looking fearful, we cut back to the Bat, we cut to Penguin looking fearful again, cut to the Bat, we cut, oh gosh. So I cut that all out. So that's just an example of action sequences that became so long, boring and draggy that it just didn't become enjoyable anymore. It became just so dull. So I know the interior designers put in a lot of effort. It's just to set up the scene, but you definitely can move it along and have people come back and watch the movie again because it is intriguing. They want to look into more detail at stuff like that. That's fine, but they paused so long. He was like, I'm here to see Carmine. I don't know, I'm here to see the Penguin. One twin appears and he's like, he pauses a while, closes the door, and then we are like standing outside there with Batman in the rain. And then he opens the door again, and the other twin appears and tells him to shoo off again. Like, actually, if you close the door, right, there's no more conversation to be had already. Why do you still open the door again and tell him to bug off? So that didn't make any sense, so I just let it be that he immediately opens the door and there's the two of them. So even this bit here with Alfred realizing that this is supposed to be for the Batman, he's not that dumb actually. Once you actually for him, he turned this around, he saw that this is fireproof. He should have figured that this was a bomb. He comes in close, it's supposed to be an intense scene, but wow, this dragged on for so long. At one point, listen to this bit.
What have you done?
Then, yeah, so Riddler says you think you can stop what's coming, and then Batman is like, what have you done? And then he's trying to be menacing, right? So he leans in close, and then he actually starts to put his fist on the bulletproof glass. But basically, he started punching the glass. And then Riddler went on singing Ave Maria. For the Riddler, if he talked lesser and played up a bit of a mystery, he would have been a better villain. Definitely, the villain sucks, your hero also sucks. So they didn't really do very well in terms of playing up the suspense of this villain. Alright, and then there was this whole bit about Selina trying to leave town, and again, totally no chemistry between the two of them. Robert Pattinson being a brooding piece of wood, while Zoe Kravitz is like just hot all over. She doesn't even need him, like you can tell she's so freaking independent. So it's kind of weird that they portray her as somebody who is a bit clingy and trying to flirt with him. There was that bit where they rode off into the sunset together. That was totally unnecessary lah. She left already means she left already, okay? So can we just cut that bit and just go straight to them driving in different ways? So that was about as much as I could go with the show. There may be some parts, if you have watched the show already, there may be some parts that you do not agree, especially this bit for Batman saving Madison Square Garden from that flood. When he got shot with that shotgun round, he was actually hanging off the side of the catwalk. So he, if he wanted to like die on the spot, he wanted to like faint and fade out, that kind of thing, that would be great. They should have just cut from there. Because that's kind of what he did. He faded out. See? But they made him come back to life and pumped like adrenaline so that he could start beating up more bad guys and go and save the city from the water that was coming in. It really didn't have to do that. He's only human. Just let me know what you think, whether this was a good cut. You can watch the entire film, right, on my website. I have to upload it separately because obviously YouTube will not allow due to copyright matters lah. But just let me know how you find it over here after you watched the film. But again, do go and see the full film so that you'll be able to have a better reference and a better understanding of where on earth I'm coming from. And if you do go watch the full film in cinema, it's 3 hours, so just bring a pillow along or something. Alright, thanks for listening.